Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. This is, and I welcome you to Real Talk Corner, where conversation sparks change and every voice matters. And I'm your host, Dr. Esther Cruickshank, and joining me a little later on, I believe, would be my co-host, Hadassa Charles McLeod. And I'm laughing today. I'm in a good mood, people. I trust you all are in that very good mood. And if you're not, listen, it's time to make yourself happy on this beautiful Thursday evening. Yeah, it is the 13th day in the month of November. And nothing, absolutely nothing would stop me from smiling, from saying what I have to say, from being happy, from being joyful. I don't care what they try. Listen, and you must be the same way. Don't care what people try, what they say. Remember that God has the last say on your life, and they can do what they want once they do not touch your body. Yeah, welcome again to all our viewers. And I don't know. I'm feeling extremely happy. You know why? Oh, I now remember why, producer. Today was my daughter's birthday. Still is my daughter's birthday. So let me shout out happy birthday to my beautiful daughter. And I'm not going to call her name. I'm not going, but my last beautiful daughter, don't put her name up there, please. Who know, and who doesn't know, doesn't know. It's my last daughter's birthday today, and she's celebrating and being thankful to God. I am thankful to God for her life, that she is still in the land of the living, and she is happy. Yeah, she's happy. She loves when people wish her happy birthday. Happy birthday, my girl. Yes, my little girl. Big woman are talking about it, people. All right, so I trust you all had a wonderful day today. What has been happening? Everything okay? Oh my gosh, I know some people probably lost a loved one. Somebody died recently, and I just can't remember. But for those of you who have lost a family member, a good colleague or friend, our deepest condolences going out to you all. We pray that the strength of God is going to be with you to help you to stand and to overcome that pain that you endure when a loved one or a good friend or family member pass by. I don't know if we're going to do any calling this evening. We probably will. All right, but we have some interesting things that we want to talk about. We have had some challenges with our system, but we are on and we're here. for the next 55 minutes. We're going to be on with you all. All right, and the number to call would be 782-6145, 782-6145. Yes, and call us. You don't want to talk about politics. You don't want to talk about anything. Just talk about the goodness of God. I mean, you're alive and you're well. Just to be able to call, that is a good thing. But I have a couple of things I want to talk about. And then we have one special thing with that HDC situation we're going to talk about last. All right, because you're hearing so much different version of things. All right, and I like to get facts before I start talking. But when my co-hosts come on, we're going to have a discussion on that, because there are some things that must be shared and must be aired, and people got to understand. Don't forget to send a comment, share a comment with us, or one of your concerns or whatever it is. And of course, you would be able to call us 782-6145, or you can send a WhatsApp message. And yes, on this beautiful Thursday, listener people, I know plenty of you studying Christmas and all of that, but don't study that, please make sure you have food on your table to eat if you can afford that. And of course, I know a lot of hampers is going to be given out shortly. A lot of Christmas treat for the children is going to be given out in all the different constituencies. Yes, so make yourself available. Please don't behave like Russians. Behave like normal, good citizens. Line up, be calm, and you're going to get what you have to get. All right. So let's do this. I wanted to talk about PSA. Now you're hearing people talking about, yes, only wait for that 10%, and then we also heard of the president of PSA, Miss Felicia Thomas, stating that she was disappointed to the fact that the CPO was dragging or taking so long to come to the bargain table. And I'm going to say this another time again, because I've been saying it. The UNC won the election on the 28th of April, 2025. We are now, today, the 13th of November. We have just started the 7th month since we have been in power. And you are hearing all manner of things about what the UNC can do, what they wouldn't do. We know there are challenges. There are challenges, and I am aware that there are some of the ministers who are not pulling their weight, and I don't want these people to be giving my Prime Minister no stress, all right? She is trying her best to ensure that everybody wins, but it cannot happen in 6 months, nor 7 months, nor even 1 year. It is going to take us, based on what we met in the economy. Every board would tell you that was set up, the kind of nonsense that we have to deal with, the kind of fraudulent things that took place for the last 10 years. Some of you don't want to accept it. Some of you don't believe it. But I am saying to you all, this country economy is not in a good place. The Prime Minister, together with the Minister of Energy and Energy Affairs, is trying so hard to get what? Petrotrin back in order, to get the refinery started and going, so that there can be a flow of income, all right? And of course, to have people getting back their jobs and all of that. But all you think that is ABC or kindergarten work? No. If we were to put you all there, I mean, the PNM make a mess of everything. Somebody said the PNM didn't shut down what? The refinery. What they did then? They didn't shut it down. What they did? They blew it up. That's what they did. Come on, people. So the PSA president is disappointed. She finds that the CPO is dragging. It's taking too long to come to the bargaining table. And I heard the sentence, the line that they want to get money before Christmas. Listen to me. As much as we were happy that you all supported us, and you all would have been a chapter in the book that helped us to regain power, because at the end of the day, it's about having the power, not just for yourself, but to make changes because of what we were going through. You all don't expect and don't try to bully my Prime Minister either to get no money before Christmas. What is the big thing about before Christmas? The whole point about the matter is the CPO is going to come to the bargaining table. It was promised by our Prime Minister that you all will get what you deserve. Don't you have faith that she is going to acknowledge and going to ensure that you all get what you deserve? But you all can't come on, and I'm hearing a lot of people talking about, we want it before Christmas, we want it. Keep all your tail quiet, sit down and wait. Don't make me have to say like tell you all like I told the opposition leader, sit down, shut up, wait, listen, pay attention. No, let us be human enough to understand where we are at. You all are going to get what you have to get. But don't try to bully us into saying you want it before the Christmas. You may not get it even before Easter, but rest assured, soon and very soon you're going to get your money, and there is going to be a continuous flow. There is so much things that has to be done that we cannot start to even imagine. And of course, the government is not going to come and tell you every detail of situation, things that is happening, but they're telling us enough to allow us to know that they are working for us. We put them there to work for us on our behalf, and they are doing so. So have some patience and please wait. Have some patience and please wait. The CPO is going to come and is going to sit at that bargaining table, and everything is going to be fine. I hear somebody talk about calculation. I don't care about those things. When you start a business for yourself, do it just take off like that, unless you have a godfather and a godmother who have all the money and have the clients to send for you as well. You have to have some patience, Trinidad and Tobago, employees, employers, everybody. And you know, one of the things that is disheartening in this country, all of us so greedy. We want everything now for now. This is why we're getting problems. This is why we have gangs. And this is why we have so much killings and murders and suicide. Everybody wants everything now. It can't happen now. God who is God, he could have do everything in one day, but it took him 6 days. And a day in the kingdom is like 1,000 years. So come on, man, people, let's get real. Let's be realistic. There are a number of things that has happened over the 10 years that cannot even be redo immediately. It takes time. You're on board and they come in and they want you to rubber stamp everything. We're not doing that. The UNC is not the PNM. I want you all to figure out that in your brain. They are not the PNM. The United National Congress is not the propaganda national movement or the People's National Movement. They are not. We are not. We are not listen, what is called it? Bionic woman? Bionic man? We're not that. We don't have magic wands. We have to go through the procedures. We have to make changes because of what the PNM was doing and what people get accustomed to on the high-end level. We have to change it, and they come with attitude, and they feel you're supposed to do what their board was doing. We're not doing that. We're going to do it the right way. We will dismantle everything and start it over the right way. Okay? So for those of you who have problems with what is happening, you have to sit down and wait. You have to ask God to give you patience. It is going to happen, and it's going to be better than ever before. It's going to be better than ever before. Just remember that. You think we want to operate like the PNM and then we send the country down to nothing? Man, the scripture said, don't even trust your own shadow. But I want us to know that we have to trust our Prime Minister after God. We have to trust that she is doing what is best for Trinidad and Tobago, okay? And for the citizens of this country. My co-host is on? Oh my God. You make me start to smile one time. Now I can't see like I used to see before people, so I don't know what is happening really. Hi, Diva. Hi, my co-host, beautiful co-host, Hadassa, Charles McLeod. How have your day been?
Oh my gosh, it's still going. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Good night to my new friend, Mr. Al. How is my beautiful Esther? How are you doing, love?
I've had a wonderful day. Very tiring, because I've had so much to do today, and then to take time to come here tonight to reach out to our viewers. We could not have let the whole week pass and didn't come on because, we were not
I
on
agree.
Tuesday, right? So we needed to come on and, share with them a little bit. And I was just talking about PSA. So go ahead and greet your audience, and then we'll get back to that.
Well, it's good to be on another episode of Real Talk Corner Live. And while I might be a co-host, I also feel like Esther encourages me a lot by what she says. I really enjoy listening to somebody who has a lot of confidence in our present government, which was something that was like totally lacking and missing before. It is really good to be under an administration that you can have confidence in. And while a lot of people may have a lot of anxiety about things happening, I agree with her when she says that things going to happen. And I have to remind everybody that for the first very long time we are actually uh, enjoying a safer society. There's less crime and for gas at the pumps are happening. And whatever it is on your wish list or is on your checklist of the things that you want the government to achieve. Believe it or not, they are going to come around. Like she says, you just need to have patience. Back to you, Esther.
Definitely, indeed, we all need to have patience, and I know, Hadassa, because it has been a whole decade of frustration for some people. And what amazes me is that most of the people under the PNM, they were quiet, they were under frustration. Some of them were committing suicide. Some of them did commit suicide. Some of them, almost run amok. Some of them would have, but they were not as aggressive as they are today. They were not bullying the former prime ministers. They were allowing the former prime ministers to bully them. But now they down to the media, the journalists, everybody feel they could talk to my prime minister, the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago, how they want, down to the Venezuelan government. Now we heard about the St. Vincent and the Grenadines prime minister, and we're going to get into that subject shortly. But I want the PSA to know that don't be discouraged or don't be frustrated or don't, get annoyed. Things is going to happen. We are not even here a year and the mess. It is too much that we are encountering. Yes, the prime minister said it is going to fix. She don't know how, but you know how she know how? Because she trusts in God. And she always say, put God first, put him in front and walk behind. And it is going to happen. But you all can't come and be annoyed and try to bully anyone in this government. No, because she's a woman of concern. She's a woman who cares. She cares about those who are suffering. She understands it because she had walked that path with her family in her early years of life. So she know what it is to struggle. She know what it is not to have. She know what it is to move from one apartment to another, one place to another because of lack of finances. So there is nothing that she is not going to do to ensure that, things happen for the citizens who are underprivileged, who are going through a hard time. She is going to, but we can't put her under all this pressure at one time. And don't even tell me that, she wanted to be prime minister. I hear people say certain things. We put them in power and now they don't know what they're doing. Yes, she knows what she's doing. Our Prime Minister knows very well what she's doing. And just like she said, she don't want all you to remain grass cutters, and she don't want you all to remain in a position where you cannot even go to the bank and get a loan, or the credit union and get a loan, because you have nothing. It's a fortnightly thing. For how much? 10 years? You all are satisfied with that? And even for other people, our Prime Minister is working on our behalf together with the team of ministers that she have chosen. And I know for the ministers who are not performing, she is going to do what is necessary. So let us have patience. And PSA, employees, you all don't hang your hat where your hand can't reach. Wait. Have patience. It is going to happen. You all will get what you deserve. But don't try to bully my Prime Minister. Don't try to talk about before the Christmas you want to get your money. No, it may or may not happen, but it is going to happen. It may or it may not happen before the Christmas, but I am so certain that it is going to happen, because Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, our Honorable Prime Minister, is a woman to her word. When she says something, she is going to make it happen after God. So trust the process. Trust that there's a lot that has to take place, a lot of things that have to be dismantled, a lot of things that have to take place to bring this country back first to a normal level, and then to take us higher. So don't be annoyed. Don't be discouraged. I am here to tell you all, and I know everybody would say what they want to say, but the truth is I don't really care about what people have to say as long as I'm speaking facts. And I know that our Prime Minister, together with other ministers, is going to do the job. They're going to get it right for you all. So please do not allow yourself to be caught up in the foolish talk. Okay, we have a call. Yes. Hello. Real Talk Corner.
Is it Dr. Esther Cruickshank?
It is speaking.
You know, long I've been trying to get you on. Yes. I find them PNM talking about stupidness and all. Yeah. I find they fighting on this woman too long.
But the thing about it, sir, is that we are only now in power after a decade of fraudulent behavior, of foolishness, of bringing this country down. Just over 6 months. We now enter 7 months. And some people, I understand the urgency because they're in a bad position, but we can't blame it on her. She is doing everything in her power together with her ministers to make life better for us, but they cannot perform under or over what mess we met. We have to clean up the mess. We have to. Where are you calling from, sir? Which area? Which area are you calling from?
I don't think yet. I used to live Diego Martin.
Diego Martin, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
So let us continue to have a little patience and keep talking and sharing with people. Let them know things is going to change. We need at least 2 years. Yeah, once we put on this to call, a lot of people sometimes call. But it's so good that you were able to get through tonight, and thank you so much for calling. And keep looking, keep sharing our lives, sharing the page so that people would know what is taking place in our country. Thank you again, and have a wonderful, safe night.
Yes, yeah, you too.
Thank you.
You know how long I tried to get you with it?
Well, let's say thank you, Lord. Put God in front, you would get you, okay?
Oh, God. Put God in front.
That's right, okay. All right, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, caller. Again, the number is 7826145. And of course, we want to continue letting people know. We have to encourage them to hold out. Listen, when we lost power in 2015 and the PNM came into power and they started to send people home left, right, and center, top and below, what we were able to do, we had to stay quiet and we had to put God in front and we have to seek out, our way and try to figure out what was happening. We couldn't give up. So I am saying to you all, do not give up. Do not give up. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. Okay? Hadassa?
Yeah, I want to say that the reason why all these different sectors and organizations are popping up and they're protesting about wages or they're protesting about working conditions and things like that is because we have to remember that for the last 10 years, the country was run through fear and intimidation. A lot of people were afraid to speak up. A lot of people were literally like uh, raw knuckle and unable to speak up for their rights and whatnot for fear of political victimization or whatever. That has been removed. People have recognized they make noise if they draw attention to an issue that Kamala Bazar-Bissessar is the type of prime minister that will actually address it. So I don't actually see all these things as negative. Um, it could be upsetting sometimes. It could be annoying, yes. But I think what it shows is that people actually have confidence that their voices would be heard and that their issues will be addressed. And I feel like that is a good place to be. Recently we spoke about it. The plan, to the that this is a government that you can have hope in, and that this is a actual vision that we are going somewhere. So yes, people want to be a part of it, and people are saying, "Don't forget me. I have the hey, don't forget us here. We still living on these whatnot in whatever capacity the prime minister is going to address all those concerns." I feel like I want to tell people though that in bringing your issues to and letting people know that okay, we under pressure, do it in a way as if the UNC government is not doing their job. You should do that. We didn't have our needs met before, and we are bringing it to you because we know that you can do it. That's what I say about that. Just today, we had many people, hundreds of people who received their what they call it, their deeds of comfort, who are squatting or what, and they would have ownership of the land that they were occupying by virtue of being there for a long time, and they were able to receive those of comfort today, and that is a positive thing. Recognizing that housing is an issue, people needing a place to raise their families is an issue, and the government has seen it fit to have these persons now have a place where they don't have to worry about their property coming and getting bulldozed and pulled down the way that the PM used to do to people. So the negative about a lot. And if you are looking for the things that are positive, if you are looking for the ways where the government is actually working to make sure that the needs of the small man are met, you would also see that. Back to you, Esther.
Hadassa, I cannot really add much more to what we have just said. I understand that people are frustrated. A decade of suffering, a decade of uncertainty is a lot. And now, they came and they vote us back because they believe that, they call her Auntie Kamala, Mother of the nation, Prime Minister, whatever. They believe that she can fix it, but then they also need to understand she's not God. She is doing what she can humanly do together with her ministers. And we have to trust the process, but we cannot just come in if you go into a room and there is mess, would you start to operate on the mess, or you would have to clean up the mess and then to, throw disinfectant and make the place smell clean and then to start to function? I don't know about other people, but I know I can't do that. And that is what is happening now. The audits in different ministries, and it's a whole lot of mess. And listen, we still have people there, the PNM supporters with the PNM agenda, who is trying to sabotage what we are trying to do in those ministry in high places. And we have to get them out. Not that we don't want them to be working, because we understand they as citizens, and we understand that they need to get their bills to continue paying their mortgage, but they cannot remain in those high positions and frustrating us who are under them, because that is what they are doing. So they have to be removed. Yes, some of them will have to be fired because they are doing so much fraudulent things, and they can come back under, or wherever the government or the people in charge would see fit to bring them back if you need them back. Some of them have raped the finances within the agencies or the ministries. I think they should have known that they needed to save. I think they should have known that PNM wouldn't stay there forever. Okay? And like Miss, what is her name from Tobago? Shamfa Kojo. You remember her? This is we time now. Well, this is our time now to fix it. And in order to fix it, we have to know it is our time to do what has to be done. So you all shift on the side and let us fix, because we can't continue like that. We can't continue to throw sugar on top of mess. We can't do that. We just can't do it. So it has, you're seeing and you're hearing, as the more the ministers and the people of the UNC government get in to clean up, is more and more things coming out. And what is surfacing now, and what is the talk of the day, is the Prime Minister, Rav Gonzalez of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, his children and his wife, were in a position to buy 3 properties from HDC 2 days after the election. Now, that causes eyes to roll. Some people say they are Trinidadians, but let's get to some of the facts. Because while they are saying that this property was on the open market, I don't even know why it should have been on the open market when HDC is supposed to build houses for the low-income citizens, or those who are in a situation and cannot afford a home. And then secondly, you are not supposed to have a home. If you own a property, own a house, you are not eligible to be able to get a HDC house. So those are some of the challenges. I don't know what they had with the previous prime ministers under the PNM. I don't know whether they are Trinidadians or not. That is not the issue. The facts are, from my understanding, and I don't have all of it, so I am treading carefully, is if you own a home, because when you go to do your interview, you have to carry, what they call it, a declaration stating that you do not own a home. So I don't know what good for Paul, good for Peter, but in this case, I don't know. And all 3 of them were able to buy properties. Hadassa, what is your thoughts? And maybe some of our viewers can call to tell us what they think about the scenario that is surfacing right now.
I mean, I would like to hear what our audience has to say about this, but the fact that the timing of it, right? The timing of it seems particularly curious to me, that the purchases were completed 2 days after the general election. Um, let's also remember that within that time frame, the government or no type of business was supposed to be taking place, because now the country was in a transition period from an old government to a new administration. That is one thing. I always say birds of a feather flock by Gonzalez's posture towards our Prime Minister. We know that he is not happy that Kamala Prasad Visesa is now the Prime Minister. I think he and Rowley were old boys. I think he benefited massively from being friends or rubbing shoulders with our last Prime Minister. Another thing, too, all of it is wrong, right? The fact that the valuation of these houses came to the point where they were totally out of reach to the average person, where the point of the HGC is to provide low income housing for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That is another thing. They're coming to say that, well, his wife is she's a Trinidadian. She was born in Trinidad. Does she maintain what dual citizenship between Trinidad and St. Vincent and the Grenadines? And also, why is it that it's three properties? Wasn't one enough? Wasn't one enough? And they're saying that his son earns what, $25,000 a month. You are clearly not the audience. You are clearly not the persons for which this type of housing has been set up. Again, we also have to realize that the PNM did all that they do to also make these houses unattainable to normal people. So all of that too is bubble. The fact that the HGC was not used for the purpose for which it was set up, the fact that people who already have money and who already have property were able to access it, and the fact that they were able to close on these transactions 2 days after the election, all of it says shady to me. So whatever Ralph Gonzalez wants to say, it is not a good look. It is not a good look.
Definitely, it is not. And the thing about it, one family getting three separate homes. I mean, it raised a very serious question. One family getting three homes from HDC. What it is? What are every one of them is a separate
And
family.
one is rent to own.
And one is rent to own. So the daughter probably have husband and children, and they're under the poverty line, or they're low income. The son have wife and children. And well, I don't know what the mother have. Well, she have her husband. Okay? These are people who have money. I am to believe that they were qualified based on the certification that AGC asks for, because AGC doesn't want to come down on other people, including myself, not to give you a house when you deserve to have a house. When you're going through your situation, to have a house, they don't give that to you. But here it is. You give three houses to one family, as far as we are aware. A family who could afford to go on the open market and buy a property. It wasn't one property. It was three, Trinidad and Tobago. And who vexed lost because it is wrong. So let the Prime Minister of what it is, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, let him come with his foolishness, because if it means we have to go and march, who he coming to sue? You're going and sue CARICOM? You ain't suing our government. You're fastened out a place. So you and your wife and your children, think about what you all are doing. Forget our prime. If anybody is to sue, it's our Prime Minister and her government is to sue you all. Sue the former Prime Ministers who allowed this fraudulent behavior to take place in our country. We have so many citizens here in this country who begging to get a house, who need a house, not just want a house, because you all are sure you have property in Grenada, but you want to come and have one here too. Well, then really go on the open market and buy a property. Why it must be under the agency that is there for our citizens with low income. That is what AGC is about here in Trinidad and Tobago. So all your bold face, and yes, if your wife is a citizen, all of us are citizens, but she's a citizen who have money. She's a Prime Minister wife. So hello, go and get a house somewhere else. We taking back we property to give it to people who needs it. It is foolishness.
Yeah, it's very unfair, because it is my understanding that the list of persons who have what is it? Um, Applications in for housing at AGC is up to 215,000 citizens, right? And I want to know if I could just walk in to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines and ask them for a house. It does
To be
not
the Prime
work like
Minister.
that. It does not work like that. And that is the point. It is the exerting of your power, it is the exerting of your position to get things that you're not supposed to have access to, right? And it could have only been done through help, through your association with the PNM, with our past administration, through your connections, through your money. And that is the point. It is the constant exertion of people who have money and power doing that and still disadvantaging people who do not, who are not in a position to do that. Because if everybody could have done that, everybody would have a house. But you are already in an advantageous position, and like Esther said, you could get a house anywhere, but you set your eyes on property that should really go for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. It is unfair. It's like somebody mentioned in the comments, you need to have your BIR number and your ID card number. Were they able to provide all these things? That is the whole point.
Son, deceased Basdev Pandey said, politics is about power. Beside in politics having a morality of its own, it's about power. But what the power is used for is what we have to check into. Because, I mean, if it's a citizen and you go beyond to, because of their situation, to give them a house. But here you have one family getting three, not even 3 houses, one rent to own. So come on, man. What are you trying to say? And from my information, allegedly that they have property right here in Trinidad, they have other properties. So then how are you able to get 3 properties here? And who it is living in them? Is it the son, the daughter, and the wife living in those property? That's the next question we have to ask. And Trinidadians, you all must not be fooled and stop being, should I say, naive to the fact and because it's UNC in power, all you want to carry on. Let's face the fact. I am not saying that UNC government, everybody is perfect. There are people who have their own agenda. There would be ministers who have their agenda. But our Prime Minister agenda is to ensure that the citizens of Trinidad are well taken care of and benefit from the resources of this country because it belongs to us. All right? So this St. Vincent, Prime Minister of St. Vincent, he needs to know his place. And I have a problem with all of those who are in CARICOM only want to talk about my Prime Minister. Leave my Prime Minister alone. It seems as though it is PNM CARICOM. It is not a fair CARICOM because when PNM was in power, and they're doing because you see, they could have gotten everything they want. They could have danced together, Congo line and all the different kind of dance, whatever. They could have done that and get what they wanted. But with the Prime Minister, presently, that don't happen because she wants to see about her citizens first. You all will have privilege, but not for the people who needs it. And all you always have something to say about her. But you know what? There's a saying. If the tree doesn't have fruit, they wouldn't pelt it. She's a fruitful, blessed woman of Trinidad and Tobago. And all you can't put all your foot in her shoes. And this is why you all will continue to say and try to do. But listen, all of us are rallying around her. And we are praying for her. So all you come with it, all your demons. Come with it. We will drive all your back. Move Satan, according to Minister Padarat. Move Satan, let we pass. We passing through the flood and the fire to make sure that Trinidad and Tobago becomes what it is supposed to become for the citizens of this country. And it is being done under the one and only Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisessa, SC MP. Who don't like it? Roxo. All you know me. I am putting water in my mouth to say what I have to say. And if you all find that it is not, if you can come up against me and say that is not the truth, bring the facts. She is a woman who always, listen, I said once she have a heart of gold. She is a woman who walks the walk, talk the talk, who want to talk about she drinking and she smoking. So what? That is not all your business. That is her personal business, and that does not affect her performance as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So don't mind the woman's personal business. Watch what she is doing and how far she has taken this country since she has been the leader of the government. Look at that. Look at the things that has been happening. And while I want to shout her out big time, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisessa, we love you. Those who don't love you, you don't need their love. Trust me. Those who don't care about you, you don't need their care, because God loves you and we loves you, who see your worth and understand who you are and what you have been called to do in this country. And some of the other ministers I want to big up in a large way. Minister Barry Padarat. Oh gosh. Listen to me now. Minister Barry Padarat, don't take them on. If God is for you, who can be against you? Minister David Lee, Minister Jerlyn John, Minister Kadisha Amen, our Finance Minister Tanku, Minister Munilal. I mean, there are more, but let me tell you, these ministers are ministers I am proud of. They are working hard day after day. They haven't taken, I don't know how much sleep these ministers just get. But those are the ones that come to my mind, because those are the ones I would have had interactions with. And I want to shout out, is it Minister Keiser? Yes, who is a minister in the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs. I want to let Trinidad and Tobago know these people are working tirelessly to bring this country back from the gutter that the PNM took it to. So don't be fooled. I am not saying that every person who supports the PNM is bad and greedy and whatever, but the masses of the leaders in the PNM arena, they are greedy, they're wicked, they're evil. And you know why I say that? If you all could bring this country to where it is and still want to come and try to bully the UNC government, all your wicked and all your evil, but no weapon that is formed against this government is going to prosper in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. It is not going to prosper because they are doing well. When evil is in control, the people perish and they cry. But when good is in control, when favor is in control by God, the people rejoice. And I'm saying tonight, while some people are still, feeling the brunt of what happened for the last decade, soon and very soon, it is going to change. And we will be hearing a different song, because I know my Prime Minister is intended to ensure that things change away for the change in a way for the citizens of this country to live and have a better lifestyle. And I don't know what else is needed and what else you all want her to do. Cut her skin and let her blood run? No, that can't happen. She is doing what she has to do, putting God in front, walking behind, and she would be more than a conqueror. She will succeed with what she desires. You all see, what they call it, revitalization program or plan? You all saw that? You all still have no confidence that things is going to change? Come on. Just have patience. I know it's hard. I know it's rough. But it has always been that way. From the time 2015 came and the PNM came into power, most of you had been going through hard times. A little more wouldn't kill you. It's not that you should go through a little more, but you have no choice in the matter, because they have to fix it. We can't throw wine on top of shit. We can't do that. Okay, people of Trinidad and Tobago, just know that we all love you. I think my time is gone, producer. Time does really fly. My co-host, you have anything else to say? We got to wrap up.
Yeah, just a couple things that came to my mind. I was just thinking about Ralph Gonzalez, not to dwell on it, but all of us used to be friends in the Caribbean, right? Um, we used to have some type of camaraderie that was going on, all of us understanding that we have similar circumstances and challenges. But it has seemed that the Caribbean leaders have decided that they are going to take a particular stance where our new prime minister is concerned and where her leadership is concerned and the things that she deems necessary to do for her country. Now, while I could be devil's advocate and I could say, well, maybe we needed to have some discussions with our Caribbean partners concerning the fact that, US ships would be entering our waters and whatnot. The fact remains is that they do not suffer from the fallout of uh, human trafficking, drug trafficking, guns trafficking. They don't suffer from the fallout because of where they are positioned, but we do, right? They don't suffer from the fallout of Venezuelans coming over to their country in droves. We have to deal with that. And instead of supporting us, they have decided to turn their backs on us, supposedly, right? But our prime minister has decided to take certain steps to ensure that we are a protected nation and that crime has been reduced. And for the first time in a decade, we have fallen out of the top 10 countries where there's high crime. We are no longer in the top 10. And that is an amazing achievement in a short space of time. And while they are not friends with us. This week, I saw that Barry Padarat greeted a flight of TNTech workers who were on their way to Jamaica to lend support. There is also clips of all of our TNTech trucks and all these things coming off the port in Jamaica, and they are there to lend support to help Jamaica get back on its feet. So while people have things to say about Kamala Prasad Bisesha, she continues to persevere and she continues to show the type of person that she is. She's not petty. She's still making sure that she's doing everything that she can to help Jamaica while still trying to pull our country out of the gutter. So people could say what they want to say, the dogs will bark, but this caravan is moving on. And that's it for me
Exactly.
tonight.
I totally agree. And while you were talking, I remember under the PNM, the Minister of National Security, he made a statement and said he wasn't responsible for the safety of the citizens. But that is not what our
No,
Prime Minister is
yes,
saying. She is ensuring that our citizens are safe, and she will do whatever has to be done to ensure that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago is safe. So with Maduro and all these people who feel they could talk down and say all that they want to say, according to you, let dogs continue to bark, because at the end of the day, God has the last say upon our Prime Minister, and we will rally around her because she is doing what is necessary to ensure the safety and good living of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So we don't have to be bothered, and like you said, even in the midst of all that they're saying, and CARICOM having to try to make a mock or say the negative, with what happened in Jamaica, we were the first country to actually send help to them. And like you said, Minister Padarat was greeting all those who were going to Jamaica, and I saw a clip with all the vehicles and so on going to help. She don't thought, she ain't carrying no feelings. She is a woman who always, lend help, or what is this they say? The olive branch. Always stretch the olive branch out to people, even right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So all of them could say, people who have sense is going to see, and they will understand who she is and what kind of quality woman we are dealing with in this country. They don't, in the Caribbean as a matter of fact, they don't have the ambition, the brains, and the intelligence that our Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago have. And I don't care what nobody, like you said, I don't care what nobody have to say. We would stand with her, and we will continue to encourage her, continue to pray for her. Those of you who don't have animosity and have hatred, pray for our Prime Minister. There are those who praying for her to die, but we neglect that. We demand that the Savior, the Lord of life, will continue to surround her with good life, with good strength and health, because if we were to lose her now, I don't know what is going to happen. So we will not accept anything or any of the negative that some of them are talking, in the name of Jesus, we condemn it. We condemn it to the core, okay? And our ministers who are working hard, please keep it up, but don't forget to rest. Even our Prime Minister, remember, you're not 10 years. You need to rest in between. Those are the people, you know, because if you drop down and you're gone, they'll find somebody to put there. And soon and very soon, they forget everything that you had to do. So whilst you're doing, and whilst your heart is here for the children, the young people, the senior citizens, and for all the citizens of this country, remember to take some rest. And you hardworking people like Jillian John and Barry and Kadisha and David and Tanku and Munilal, you all need to take some rest. You hear? Because when things go wrong, the same mouth they're talking good, they just talk bad. So let us remember, please, people, pray for our leaders, pray for all of our ministers, even the ones who are using the position to uplift themselves and feel that they're better than others, because there are those who do that, who are trying their best to see how they could bring down others instead of working together in unity. We're praying for them too, so that they will come to the realization that segregation and all this nonsense wouldn't work. We need unity. We need to come together so that Trinidad and Tobago would reach that place where we want it to be a paradise. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. The weekend is right there tomorrow, which is Friday. We're going to be back on. I want to apologize for any inconvenience because we are trying out, testing out a new system. Come January 2026, God spare our life, we want to have a better system in place so that people would be able to see better, to hear better, and to call in and to, you know, some people are saying they have been trying to get us for so long and they can't get in. We are trying to have a better system. But you know what? The Christmas time is coming. We want to get some hampers to give to persons who have been calling to get hampers, children, and you know, to make sure, to ensure that there is food, because a lot of people, they feel away for Christmas. Christmas is neither here or there for me, it's just another day, right? But there are people, if they don't have certain things, they don't feel good. So we want to bring some joy to the hearts of some people who does not have. And please, Trinidadians, if you have, don't go running to get more. Leave it for those who really doesn't have, okay? Because there are citizens who really doesn't have. So all the best for this weekend. Until next week, Tuesday, God's willing. Stay safe. Keep your heads on your shoulder. Continue to pray. Have patience. And all is going to be well. Goodbye for now.
Across the globe, welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?